Good morning, everyone. I'd ask everyone to take a moment, bow their head, and have a moment of silence in memory of all involved in the 9/11 event in 2001. I can't believe it's been 13 years since 9/11, 2001. I think all of us have stories and memories, and I think we all feel a personal connection to the events that happened that day. Not only from viewing it on television, but each one of us had family members, friends, had visited New York City and gone to the top of the World Trade Center. So this has impacted all of us personally, and I cannot forget that day. I don't think any of us ever will forget that day, and it's a day we should never forget. But time goes on, and as time goes on, as Americans especially, we're so resilient because we are part of the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. We tend to forget things and let them go, but we felt it was so important to remember this day and to remember the people that dedicated their lives on that day.
It is now 9:03. We'll pause for a moment of silence to ring the bell. This is when United Airlines Flight 175 crashed into the South Tower.
I think that 3 days stand out most prominent in my life, and that was December the 7th, 1941, November 22nd, 1963, September the 11th, 2001. These are days that have marked and changed the history of this nation. But in the lines of the poet and the writer Francis Scott Key, and our flag was still there.
I was in my office about 8 blocks away when the first plane hit. It whizzed by my window. I heard a whining sound and an explosion, louder than I ever heard before. It was much too loud for a boiler explosion or a building collapse. I was looking straight at the towers and was on the phone with my commissioner in Washington when the second plane hit. That's when we gave the order to evacuate. In the ensuing week, we operated out of a command center a few blocks north of the Trade Center. While there were so many images on television and in the printed media, these images could not accurately capture what New York was like in the days and months immediately after the attack.
The last thing we said to each other was, "Stay safe, brother, and I will see you soon." At 9:59 and 10:28 as the towers fell, Andy and so many others lost their fight, and I would never see him again.
And the way for us to beat the terrorists is to continue living our lives in freedom and not sacrifice those freedoms and appreciate those freedoms every day. So again, thank you very much, and again, God bless America.